Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to 31 Days of Yoga. If this is your first time here and you're into health, fitness, and yoga related videos, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And then while you're at it, click that little bell icon to be notified every time I post, which for the month of January will be every single day. So today I have for you a short but sweet restorative session. You will be needing 2 blocks, a bolster, and a blanket. And don't worry about the bolster and blanket too much. If you have a pillow and any sort of blanket lying around your house, you can absolutely use that. So today's session, we'll get into a few different areas of our body, and you can use this in the middle of the day to help give yourself a little pick-me-up, or you could use this at night to help yourself fall asleep. Without any further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. So go ahead and we'll just start in a comfortable seated position. Let's roll the shoulders back a few times. Invite some grace into your posture. But try to avoid any sort of rigidity, so let yourself soften. Bringing your awareness into your breath, even closing down your eyes to help yourself tune in. Good, and we're just going to drop the right ear over towards the right shoulder. The right hand can grab right above the ear. There's a little notch on the skull that you can just gently press into. And let's not be aggressive with it. It's more like our hand is just inviting a little bit of weight. From here, let's just start to drop our chin down towards our chest, still staying at that side bend. Adjust your hand so it's more so behind the head, feeling that little notch, that occipital notch. You can just grab for that and gently pull the head down. Good. You can use the right hand to assist your head back up. Let's just go to the other side. So left ear towards your left shoulder. Left hand can come around, grabbing above the ear and just putting a little bit of pressure there. We want to be really gentle with ourselves. The neck is a well protected place. Lots of muscles running around there. But really, it's just a bone and kind of empty space. So we want to be gentle. Good. We'll go ahead, drop our chin down towards our chest. Have the hand behind that head that way, and we'll just allow ourselves to stretch through the back of the neck. Excellent. When you feel ready, we'll release. Use the left hand to press your head back up through center. Take a few more shoulder rolls. And then when you're ready, we'll go ahead and set up for our first pose. So we'll take our blocks at the top. One will be lengthwise and one will be long, and kind of making this T shape or this cross. And we're just going to lay back. So the block's going to hit just about where the shoulder blades hit, maybe a little bit underneath that. You're going to allow yourself to lay back, find that long block, and make sure it's supporting the skull. Good, let's take the soles of our feet together. Let the knees come wide, a little bit of a butterfly position as well. And we can just open up the arms, allowing the palms to be flipped up. And we'll just take a little bit of time here, allowing the heart to gently open as we relax, essentially. Just letting gravity do the work for you. Keeping a gentle focus on the breath. If you notice your mind wandering to the grocery list of the day, help bring it back to the present moment by connecting in with the breath. or in with the sensations that you're experiencing through the body. Some of our postures will be a little bit intense. Some of our postures may be more subtle. But either way, it's up to us to seek out that sensation. And in this way, we can honor our bodies by going to the point where we feel sensation, but not pushing ourselves beyond that. This practice is about finding a gentle balance in between pushing yourself and backing off. For each of us, there will be that sweet spot where our bodies will open up and not enough or too much will hold us back. So, throughout any of the postures that we take today, continuing to check in and don't allow the thoughts to distract you too much. As we're ready, let's take the hand behind the head and assist the head to look up, and then press yourself all the way up towards seated. Try not to round forward. That's a tendency after we come out of a nice back bend, but we want to keep ourselves nice and long. We can set the blocks off to our side, and then go ahead and grab your bolster. Set it up long at the top of the mat. You can grab your blanket, set it up underneath your knees. We're going to come into a puppy dog pose, just utilizing the bolster. So it should feel pretty yummy. We're just going to start to descend. Allow our chin to come down. You can turn your face one way or the other. Just making sure that your hips are stacked over your knees. So wherever you find yourself, breathe here. Notice the difference. This is a heart opener, just like we did, but this time our heart is grounded. Our heart is one of the most protected organs in our body. I mean, there's the rib cage surrounding it, there's the lungs holding it in tight. So to open up our heart, it's against our natural instinct to protect this vital organ. When we do it in this soft and sweet way, though, we can begin to access that space without causing undue trauma to the body or the mind. If you're gazing one direction, go ahead and switch the gaze to the other side. And when we're ready, nice and slow, we'll start to come out of the pose. So we're going to come into a lizard lunge. So turn your bolster the other way. We'll utilize our blocks here too. Let's start on our right side. So we can keep our blanket where it is, where it's supporting our knees. Let's just step our right leg to the outside of our hands. Slide the bolster back so that it's supporting your legs in some sort of fashion. If we're more flexible, the bolster could be pretty far up there, but most of us, it'll be back on that back leg. So from here, we'll find a little bit of opening through the heart just for a moment to allow those hips to descend, maybe inviting a little bit of movement here, side to side. And then when we're ready, we may begin to descend. So I'm just utilizing my forearms on my blocks. Of course, there are multiple heights to your blocks. You don't even have to use your blocks if you're that flexible. But also realize that we don't want to come into the deepest variation that we have right away because we'll be holding this posture for a little while. If we come into our deepest variation, the only place to go is out. So instead, give yourself some room to meander your way down into the deepest form of your posture. Like I said before, it's about finding that little bit of sensation, staying there. And if in a few moments you lose that sensation, then you can adjust. About 5 more breaths through the side. And when we're ready, nice and slow, you can start to pull yourself up to the support of your blocks. Maybe shift your hips back for a moment to straighten out that front leg. And then when you're ready, we can step that leg back. Let's go ahead, switch it over to the other side. So our left foot steps to the outside of the hands. Set yourself up so you're in a little bit of a back bend to start. So pressing down into your blocks, opening up through the heart. Finding that space for the bolster to really support the back leg. This is one of my favorite ways to do lunges. It just feels really yummy. I don't come into that place of panic that I sometimes come into. Restorative classes and yin classes can actually be very difficult. I mean, for different reasons than power yoga, but nonetheless, a little bit difficult. Let's go ahead and start to settle ourselves down. And just on that note, I'll say the difficulty is kind of in the body, but mostly in the mind. So once again, it's about controlling the thoughts, allowing yourself to be present, but not too attached to the sensation, especially if it is really intense. Allowing yourself to continue to return to the breath. Just about 5 more breaths here. And nice and slow, we'll start to lift ourselves up. Maybe straighten out that front leg for a moment, a little counter stretch. Then as you feel ready, let's sweep that leg behind us. Good. So from here, we can just set the blocks off to the side. We can set our blanket off to the side. And let's just make our way down onto our backs with our legs over our bolster. So using this bolster as just a little bit more support. We can recline down, roll the shoulders behind us, open up the palms, and allow these few moments of a little shavasana, giving yourself the opportunity to let go and to process and integrate all that we've done in our practice together. Feel free to stay in this position for as long as serves you. The light that's within me honors and acknowledges the light that's within you. And from the seed, from the source, we are literally one. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.